What's up, you guys? Craxy, aka Body Bags here, bringing you part 3 of 4 of my Know Your Call of Duty History series. This one will be on World at War, and instead of jumping into the gameplay, I'm going to completely skip over what's happening in the gameplay and just jump right into it, because I feel like we just need to talk about the Call of Duty here, the Call of Duty history, and its ups and its downs, and the game in general. Now, World at War, developed by Activision, who also made Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 3, made this game, and we're just going to hop right into it, okay? One, we're going to dig into the meat and bones, and that is the gameplay. Now, in my opinion, the gameplay felt a little bit choppy and a little bit kind of robotic, if you catch me. You know, some actions like bringing up the sights on your gun, some of it just felt too mechanical and too laid out to be, realistic, if you catch my drift. When you're playing the game and you pull up, even when you see me pull up my sights, it just looks, it doesn't feel fluid and, kind of like I'm doing it, it just feels like it's set out and, button mashing, okay? So the gameplay, even though it was fun, and it was simplistic still, and there's not too much to it, it was just, and it just felt unreal to me. Now, another thing is maps. Like I said before, maps are a huge part in FPS, is to make sure they're not too one-sided and, they're evenly laid out to make it fun and yet still competitive. And in World at War, the maps were so ridiculously huge. It blows my mind as to how long it took them to make these maps, because they're just so huge. Like, if you play CeeLo, if you play it on anything other than Search and Destroy, and you try and cross the map one end to the other, it's like seriously traversing. You could probably get half of your marathon challenge done by crossing the map once. It's just that big, and that goes with all the maps. They're so ridiculously huge. Call of Duty isn't known for ridiculously huge maps. It's just not what it's for. If, Battlefield is made for huge maps because it's more of an open warfare, instead of close encounters type of game. And Call of Duty was just not that type of game. So I don't see the point in making these overly huge maps where people only migrate to one tiny little section in the map, and that's where all the action is. And then you have to spawn and run all the way back to that section where all the action is. Okay, so the maps were a little bit drawn out. There were a couple good ones, yeah. Courtyard was really fun, and it was really balanced as well. Another really good example of a balanced map. Same thing, Dome was also fun to have some fun with your friends, or to just go insane on, like, domination on shipment. Okay, and bringing us to having some fun and, having good time, the guns. The guns in this game, now we will, because I know someone's going to mention MP40, and I will, but before that, I want to mention all the good guns. Now, there was a healthy set of good guns in this game, which I liked. The SMGs, except for the MP40, were all pretty much balanced, and they were fun to use. They had a good set of attachments. Same thing with the rifles, the light machine guns. The sniper rifles, even though this game had the most variety when it comes to sniper rifles, because it had the most bolt actions, which was awesome. I love that. But sniping in this game was so ridiculous, and we'll get to that in a second. But now, what everybody already knows, and for those of you that don't know, is the MP40. Now, the MP40 is an example of a titular, one-sided, unfair, game-changing gun. That's what it is. And that basically describes the MP40 in a nutshell. This gun, combined with the dual mags, steady aim, juggernaut or double tap, and bandolier or bomb squad, whichever someone used, was just completely unstoppable. And with the connection that World at War had, which I will also get into in a second, it was untouchable. You can't compete with that. There's just no reason to use anything else, which kind of made the game a little less fun after people started using it a whole lot more. So that's one of the things that kind of turned me off about this game. I'm not gonna harp too much on it, because that's just it. It was just really one-sided, one use, and it was just ridiculous. There was no point for that. And as soon as people found out how one-sided it was, that became the gun that everybody used or just had to use. So when you're playing this, it's unfair, and not to sound, like a little crybaby or a little schoolgirl. Oh, it's unfair. But there's no point. Play the game to have fun, not to just find out ways to be cheap. Okay, and another overpowered thing was dogs. dogs in this kill streak, even though it replaced the chopper, was completely overpowered. Just it got you like a 20 kill streak without even trying, you know. But one thing, actually, you know, as well, while we're going on with bad things, this game was also patched like nothing else. There were so many patches put out in this game that the servers became so overloaded that the game just became ridiculously laggy and impossible to play, basically. The connection now is just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. One thing they did do right, though, in my opinion, was the simplified perk system, which came from Call of Duty 4. They didn't have to tweak it or anything, and they were really good with even though they patched the crap out of this game and it was unnecessary half the time. It did come out. They did stay active with their community and came out with a lot of map packs and, you know, just a whole lot of variety. And one thing that I'll touch on, but I'm not really going to explain because, in my opinion, it's a completely different part of World of War, and that's zombies. Zombies is an amazing, amazing, like just awesome. That's all you can say about zombies. It's just awesome. Awesome part of World at War that just kept the game going and still keeps it going to this day. But that's like talking about a whole other game or a whole other series or genre in general, so there's no point in me touching on that. But that's basically World at War in a nutshell. I'm sorry if this felt rushed, but I didn't have a really long gameplay. Now I'll be looking for my next Modern Warfare 2 commentary, because that'll be coming up shortly, and that will wrap this up, and that will be the end of this series. I hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, this has been Craxy, aka Body Bags, and have a nice day.